if this is a non-payment issue, why did you file a termination notice?
Really, why, in my opinion, why I think we're here, because first he used to like talk to my mom, like they used to be like girlfriend, boyfriend, and then until they stopped talking, and that's when everything went left. We had an agreement about everything, but until they stopped talking, that's when everything just went left, really.
So you will stay without payment. That's what.
Sorry, one more word, and you're going to be found in contempt, and you're going to be spending the weekend as my guest.
Today, in Judge Simpson's court, we have a termination of tenancy hearing that goes south pretty fast. The landlord used to date the tenant's mother, but according to the tenant, after his mom dumped his landlord, the landlord decided to get his revenge by evicting the tenant. This one's a doozy, so get your popcorn ready and let's get into the video.
Yep. Okay. Go. Right.
All rise. The 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. All those applicants for the court are near. Judge J. Tedder Simpson presiding.
You may be seated. Court does call the case of Meta versus Jackson. Mr. Meta, actually, you're on this side, Mr. Jackson. The landlord tenant matter. And Mr. Meta, how much is it you claim he owes?
Claimed, now the present claim is $3,025.
$3,025?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson, how much do you think you owe?
4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
Which, how much is that per month?
600.
600 a month? So you think you owe 2,400? Okay. So there's basically a $625 difference between the two of you?
$5 per month is just for 5 months. From December to this month.
Okay. He wants to show me something. What is that?
Ledger you said.
Show it to Mr. Jackson.
I remember seeing this paper before.
Pardon?
Paper before.
Right. Yeah. I don't even know what it is because I haven't seen it myself. So let me look at it. Yeah. And then we'll talk about it. So is your rent 605 or 600?
605.
605.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So hold on. When did you move in? Was it the 15th of or halfway through October?
I think is either November around that time.
Even the lease.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson, let me ask you this. I mean, it really won't matter. You must have moved in October only because he's got the security deposit on it and said they received 300. So that sounds to me like it was mid-October or somewhere around there. All right. So November of 2022, you paid 605. Okay. Did you make a payment in December?
No, I didn't make a payment in December, but
Okay.
like I said, the agreement was really why, in my opinion, why I think we're here, because first he used to like talk to my mom, like they used to be like girlfriend, boyfriend, and then until they stopped talking, and that's when everything went left. We had an agreement about everything, but until they stopped talking, that's when everything just went left, really.
You telling me that story, it went left. So your mom and Mr. Mehta
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you think the agreement was? Well, I guess this other relationship was going on.
Well, the agreement was when I talked to him, well, he knew that I had to come here. I didn't, have a job. I had to find a job and everything. And we talked about when my taxes came, that was when I was supposed to pay them, but then I had to amend my taxes, so that took the process even longer. So that's how we're here.
Okay, so you say when you came here, where'd you go?
Kalamazoo.
Okay. Is there a lease at all?
Yes, the lease I gave you. You want it?
Yeah. We'll show that to Mr. Jackson, make sure it's, was that
He
the,
has the copy. He signed it.
Yeah, this is the one.
that's the lease? Okay. So, Mr. Jackson, there wasn't a payment. I mean, is it correct you didn't make a payment in December, January, February, March, April?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what I come up with, well, you tell me you owe 24. If I count 5 months out, I get 30.25 that you owe. Because I have 5 months. I have December, January, February, March, April. That makes sense to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Mr. Mehta, if this is a non-payment issue, why did you file a termination notice?
I wanted no payment. I wanted him to go from here. I know somehow he will not pay, though he is working. He has a job. He has a good job. I have a proof of it.
I didn't ask all that. I asked, if you don't want the money, you want him just to leave.
I want him to leave.
What's the term of this lease?
He was to be here for about a year.
So if that's the basis for the lease, a year, then how are you terminating his tenancy?
Because he doesn't want to pay. If he would have paid, I would have agreed. If he would have paid, I would have agreed to continue with him.
Okay, well, that's a part of the problem because I have the wrong forms. You filed the wrong type of case. Because you gave him a notice to terminate his lease, but he still has a lease. He has the ability to redeem the property. Who are you?
I'm son.
His son-in-law, I stay with him in Kalamazoo. I'm in Kalamazoo now. I'm not here.
Okay, you keep raising your hand. What do you want to tell me?
He has been making false promises since December. I will pay, and then he don't, and then he come up with another excuse. And he has been,
Okay, I'm just saying this. Let's assume everything you say is true. Okay? You filed the wrong type of case.
I filed for his eviction. I don't want money from him. Let him go.
But you just said if he paid, he could stay.
He could have paid, but he didn't pay. If he would have paid, he would have up-to-date payment.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Let him pay them.
Your Honor, he will not pay. He's just,
Okay, you guys can keep trying to shove that round peg into the square hole. I'm just telling you, you filed a termination case. You're telling me that if he had paid, he could stay. Right?
I could have been good for him if he would.
Okay. The problem is, in this type of case, he doesn't have that option.
My option is no money. Let him go for it.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Tell me now, I am a senior citizen, 83 now, 83, and I am making only $400 social security. And I was depending mainly on the rent, and which is not coming.
Okay, I feel bad for you. The problem is, you got to do things the right way. So why did it take you so long to get to the court if you wanted him out? Because according to you, he hasn't paid rent since December.
Yes,
You don't file anything till March.
first time it was wrong. You said my notice was wrong, so I had to wait.
Yeah, it's wrong again. If what you're claiming, he's got a lease.
Yes,
On what grounds are you terminating the lease?
it's non-payment basically.
Then you have to file a non-payment case.
I don't want the payment from him. Let him get out from this place. I want my house back so that I might be able to sell it or maybe get somebody.
Mr. Mehta, you don't get to make the law. There are different types of cases you can file. You can file a 30-day claiming that he violated, that you're terminating his lease, but you have to have grounds for what you're doing that when he's got a 1-year lease. Or you can say it's non-payment. And if it's non-payment, then you're going to say what he owes. The judgment is going to indicate that he has a certain period in time at which to pay. That's not what you did. And it almost seems, I mean, why are you punishing him this way?
I'm being punished because I have no food now. I have only on social security of $400 I get. And some help from them. My daughter.
Can you say something?
Go ahead.
If he wants to pay, he can stay till the end of the lease. That's what we talked.
Okay. And that's what the problem here is. You can't say I'm terminating his lease because he hasn't paid. If you file a case that says you either have to pay or stay, then fine. But that's not what you filed.
So what did we file?
You filed a case that says you're terminating his lease.
On the ground of non-payment.
The lease doesn't give you, you can't do that. Not with this lease.
It is last 5 months, not a penny has been paid to me.
Okay, so
I did not get a penny from him.
here's what's crazy about this. Had you done the right type of case, right? There are programs out there that may have been able to pay the rent.
I would have allowed him if he would have paid to me. But I see that there is no indication from him, though he's working.
Do you hear anything I say?
I can hear again. Please tell me that. I'm 83 years old, man. I may not have heard.
But what did I just say? That if you had filed the right type of case, then you could get all this rent paid, get him over this hump, and then let him pay each month. Young man, you told me, why do you think you're here?
I really think it's because him and my mom.
When did they start going out talking, or whatever you want to put that?
I really don't know. I just came over my mom's house because I haven't talked to her in a while, and she was talking to him, and that was about around the time that the lease got signed. And then a couple months after that, he was leaving voicemail saying, "I can't talk to your mom. Can you contact your mom for me and call her?" And to this day, me and my mom relationship not even good because because yeah, him showing up to her house and yeah, to this day, our relationship is not good. Because,
All right. Let me ask you this. Do you want to stay?
yeah,
Here's what we're going to do. I could hold a trial, dismiss this case because you don't have a right to necessarily terminate his tenancy. Or what I can do is I can hold my decision, and I'm going to elect to hold my decision and allow you to apply for assistance to get this rent paid.
sir.
Okay? So, this, yeah, you have a, I couldn't get it out. I just couldn't. It's late on Friday. And I was going to call you something that I probably shouldn't.
I appreciate that. What can I do for you?
I do. Thank you. Can you write down Hawk's number for me? Yeah, you have paper. All right. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to give you housing access for Washington County's number.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're in. Well, hold on. We may have a problem. It may not work for you. Is it just you in the place?
Well, me and my daughter,
How old's your daughter?
she's 2.
Beautiful. Well, all right. That may work for us.
The daughter is with the mom.
You know what?
His daughter is with the mom, his mom. It's not with him.
No, I have custody of my daughter. It's just my daughter goes to my mom's house time to time.
Can I say something?
But I have papers to show that that's my daughter.
Just one thing. He he's lying in the court, and I can prove it. Number one, he is a caretaker from state of Michigan for his mom, living here, and mom is 120 miles away. One thing.
Okay, so what do you want me to do with that?
He's not.
What do you want me to do with that?
He gets paid.
Help both of them.
He gets paid for that, for taking care of moms. Though he's not doing it, he's there only.
And your daughter is not there in the premises. That's another.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dismiss this case. You're going to have to start all over.
We can do that, Judge, but
Oh, I know. I know you can do it.
he is not telling you the truth.
So what right now does that matter? You come here, you tell me that you want the money. And then if you have the money, he can stay. He says he wants to stay. So then I'm figuring out a way to do that. And then you guys, like, whatever, just make a U-turn, start heading in another direction and just want to badmouth.
Appreciate it.
So what do you want to do? Do you want the money or not?
If he pays money, he can continue to
You
stay.
know what? I didn't ask you for that long an answer. That's a yes or no. Do you want the money or not?
Yes.
You want to stay? Okay, this is easy. All right. And man, I'm going to give you, because this is what I would do, just so that we're clear. If they had filed the case right, you would get a number, and I'm going to give you the number. It's 734-961-1999. Okay, we're going to give that to you on a piece of paper, and that's housing access for Washington County. Now, this address happens to be an 08 address, and let me just find something here just to make sure I give you the right information. Yes.
Sir,
Lord have mercy. Yes.
he got $3,700. He told me for the tax refund, and he never paid anything to me. He said that I'm going to pay out of taxes. Which
What do you want me to do?
I mean, he wants to pay me tax.
What do you
which he got
want?
last
What do
month.
you know what? You don't get to work this your way.
He only told me that he's going to pay me the taxes refund, which is he got it.
I'm gonna let you get everything out you want. Go ahead. Tell me everything you want to tell me.
He told me that he's getting 3,700 tax refund, which he will give me. He'll give me all of it. Now that he's not talking about that.
You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna try to salvage the case. Because you'll be able to get the same thing if they do it right. So I'm just not even gonna hear this. Filed the wrong type of case. This is not you didn't file a non-payment of rent case. Had you filed a non-payment of rent case, he has certain rights that he could assert at that point in time. Could also then have the right to redeem the property prior to being evicted from the property. The case you filed would not give him a right of redemption. I've tried to cut it down the middle so that both parties potentially could be happy. You don't want to do that. So I'm just dismissing the case. You can start over.
I'm asking.
You can start over. You can, don't try it with me. I'm done.
Done means
I'm done.
what I'm
I'm done.
what I'm supposed
I'm done. One more word, you're going. You understand that?
So you will stay without payment. That's what.
Sir, one more word, and you're going to be found in contempt, and you're going to be spending the weekend as my guest. Case dismissed. Yeah, young man, we're still going to give you that number to call them. 14A stands adjourned.
Even though the tenant owes rent, I believe the landlord is being salty over the tenant's mom dumping him. That's just the vibe I'm getting from the landlord. The judge's decision to dismiss the case, I also thought was fair. It sounds like the judge believes the landlord is taking revenge on the tenant. But either way, the judge's hands were tied in the matter. The landlord filed for a termination of tenancy when the tenant was still in the middle of his lease. The landlord was supposed to file a failure to pay. In some leases, being late or owing rent can be a violation of the lease. Therefore, I believe at that point the landlord can terminate the tenancy. I'm not a lawyer nor do I know the condition of this lease, so don't take my word on that. What do you think about this case? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.